fuck is that? Oh, it's my dishwasher. Good.
Hi everyone, welcome to the brand new season of Burleigh, Bears, and a Teet. Teet! Oh, yours was sounding really, that wasn't...
I have man flu in my defence.
You're suffering from man flu.
I have literally hours to live. So.
Let's make this episode count. So, for our first episode back, we thought we'd bring back an old segment, one of our favourites from the first season, Twinge Me Nethers. Twinge Me Nethers! That was great, that was a good little improv.
That wasn't even rehearsed.
Yeah, it was great. Rehearsed. The idea is that we pick sort of our most anticipated games for the next year, and our first episode is going to be all about Burleigh. Your top three. What are your top three most anticipated games for this coming year?
Are you ready for it?
I'm so ready for it.
Are you ready for my top three favourite?
Hit me with number one.
Okay, number one. Twist. Don't really have any.
I'm sorry?
Yeah, there's not really anything that I'm massively looking forward to.
Okay. For the sake of
this
the next 7 minutes.
For the sake so that we have something to talk about,
Absolutely.
I've made some notes.
Go, lovely.
So we have some content. But there's nothing like I've just looked really not that long ago at what's coming out for the year, and there's nothing on the list that I'm like, oh, I can't wait for that. I've got to go out and buy that and play that like lots. Possibly personal circumstances disallows that. The fact that I have like 20 minutes a day to myself.
Yeah, you have a new tiny human.
Exactly. So my time of playing games, my priorities of playing now have completely changed to pick up and like 10-15 minutes, play a game for that, and then drop it. There's an obvious game that everyone's playing right now that is currently occupying that. Fortnite. But that'll be another episode on something, I'm sure. But so I've made some notes anyway. I got distracted. But so I've kind of looked, and that Spider-Man looks alright, doesn't it?
Yeah, the PS4 exclusive. Yeah,
a bit of nostalgia. I played the first Spider-Man on PlayStation 1. You know the one where.
That's it.
Which was everyone goes, oh, I love that game.
Well, it was one of the first sort of really, really good open world games that wasn't GTA back in the day.
No, I'm all about the first GTA. The first Spider-Man wasn't open world.
Because I'm thinking Spider-Man 2.
Spider-Man 2 was open,
which was amazing.
That was on PS2. Never played that one. I played the PlayStation 1. Played that. So this one looks like I've seen it, and the fighting dynamics and everything looks quite cool. Don't think I'll buy it though.
Really? What's holding you back?
No.
Is it because it's another single player only game? Are you worried about value there, or is it just a simple matter of time?
I'll have to maybe wait to see what. So I don't know how long have they said how long the gameplay is on the game?
They said it's going to be pretty big, maybe 20-25 hours.
Yeah,
so
not big enough.
Yeah, it's not The Witcher though, is it?
No, and if I've got a single player game, it has to have 100+ hours in it.
Yeah, you tend to be sort of like deep dive. I quite like to have a kind of mixture of stuff going on.
So I like a good story.
Yeah,
I like something that is like gets to the end of it and you feel like you've been on a journey. It's like, oh wow, and you feel like, oh, did it have to end?
Like
The Witcher 3. It was like, oh, it was.
Have you done those expansion packs yet?
Yeah.
Oh, you have?
Yeah, I did them a while ago.
Nice.
And I something like 400 odd hours I put into that game. Sad. But thoroughly enjoyed it, and I'm like waiting for the next one, which they say there's not going to be.
Well, yeah, they're moving on to a game called Cyberpunk.
Yes.
2099, I think it's called.
Yeah, and had that been coming out this year, that would have been on my list.
Do you think that would have been number one?
Possibly, yeah.
There's a lot of rumours right now that this E3 they're going to debut Cyberpunk, the first look at the game.
Yeah. If it's anything like Witcher 3, then on board.
Nice one.
But
what's to be sort of your next on your list?
I think we talked about this before, but we didn't know the date, but we do now. Red Dead Redemption.
Yes.
But specifically, if they do the zombies on Red Dead.
I like the Undead Nightmare expansion.
Like Red Dead 2 Undead Nightmare, whatever it is, I don't know what they call it. But
yeah.
I quite look forward to that. But again, don't think I'll buy it straight away.
Oh, so this is maybe not buying them at launch. You might buy them when they hit a sale or when they later
maybe
on.
Next year, once it's calmed down.
Okay, maybe this is more a fundamental.
And so there's a few more bits, they've
added on
add-ons, and they've made it like a big epic story. And it'll probably take me 2019 to play it.
Right. Yeah. But do you think then that your kind of current lifestyle, the fact you've got the new baby, and that's become a bit all-encompassing, that the kind of games like Fortnite where you can jump on for a quick 20 minutes, that suits you better than deep diving into something that's really complex.
Absolutely. I've still got games from last year I haven't finished.
Yeah, my backlog is silly.
I've got Horizon Zero Dawn.
Yes, same here.
And I played it for about 2 hours, and I was getting into it. It was like still early days. I thought this had a lot of potential, but I just haven't found the time. I need like an afternoon.
Yeah, to be able to clear it off.
I need a good afternoon, get into, because by the time you pick it up and start to relearn the controls, and you're like, oh, I've got to turn it off now, and it's like the momentum has died.
Right.
So you kind of need an afternoon or a good evening to do it, and I haven't really had that. And where I have had that, I've been too tired.
Right.
And I just sit in front of Netflix like a sad old man, and then I go to bed at 9 o'clock.
Oh no! For so long, you and I have fought adulthood, and now it's both. I'm engaged. I'm engaged to be married in a couple of years.
Spoiler!
I know. Spoiler alert. So with the newborn, we're losing this fight, Burleigh. We're losing this fight.
Adulthood is claiming us slowly but surely,
making me just very sad.
Yes and no.
I'm gonna be 30 next year.
Oh God!
I know.
I've already crossed that threshold.
You've long crossed that threshold. Long ago.
It's like 6 months ago.
Well, at the risk of offending you further, what's your third pick?
Okay, so I've got this. I've seen this, and this is like quite a good little story, cinematic game, which I think could be one of those that's quite good, where that the outcome might be different depending on how you play the game. And that's that Detroit Become Human.
Nice.
Nice. And I feel like I've played some games similar in the past, and it's one of those. Well, I feel like you can really make it your own. I don't know how many hours and expect how many that's going to be to play.
I'd imagine that's going to be on the shorter side, I think, of the games you've listed.
Possibly. But I like the idea that it's probably not going to be like a button bash shooter type thing. It's going to be like a strategic
and much more narratively driven. I think
decision making and like easy to play, and it's like and it'll be like a long trilogy of movies. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, the developer has a long history of making games like this. It's Quantic Dream, who made Heavy Rain on the PlayStation, and also Beyond Two Souls, another very narrative, story-driven game.
And I enjoy that.
Yeah.
I think as I've got older, I enjoy a good narrative now, and it's like all my stories. It's like, I like a good story.
In your old man chair,
I'll sit there and be like, I enjoyed that. It was good. So,
do you have to be a pirate when you do that?
Yeah, I don't know what I was trying to do there, but so I've seen that, and I think that could be a potential. But again, not necessarily getting it for launch. Maybe getting it a little bit later. The one thing that I really was looking forward to this year, the one game that I was looking forward to, has been postponed to next year.
Which is?
Days Gone.
Right.
Which I think we mentioned before.
We did.
The previous Twinge Me Nethers of this is what I'm looking forward to.
Because it was supposed to be 2018. It was the game for this year.
It was meant to be like one of the big games of this year, and they put it back for further development.
It's indefinitely, like they've said, it's 2019, but with no date, no release window.
Exactly. It's like so open-ended. So I assume that's because they're going to make the game even better.
Sure.
I like to think it's going to be justified.
Yeah, I want to sort of be more optimistic and not hope there's no problems with it. I'd rather think that it's for the quality of it. They're trying to make a better game.
Yeah, I like to think as a result we're going to get it now and be like, wow, that is awesome.
My only thing with this is that if The Last of Us Part 2, which is supposed to be, everyone thinks is going to be 2019. Aren't we in a bit of a weird spot where Days Gone and Last of Us launch in the same year?
Well, that's it. That's because I was going to say the Days Gone is going to be like The Last of Us on steroids, isn't it?
Right.
It's going to be like The Last of Us meets
World War Z.
Like World War Z. That's a game apparently that they're bringing out.
Which is, it's on the way.
World War Z, but again, no release date. Hence, it's not on my list.
Right. Would that have made the list as well?
If I knew it was coming out this year, it would have been one of my Twinge Me Nethers, because I love the book, love the film. The game should be. They said the game should be pretty good in terms of swarms. Sort of
they've got the technology to do it,
and I think that would be good. That watch this space for me. I think I love a good zombie game. Anyway, it's one of my sort of weaknesses when it comes to gaming. It's like I like just killing zombies. You know, who doesn't? These
Who
days?
doesn't?
It's a bit. Some would say it's been overdone, but to me, I think. As long as you don't play every zombie game out there, then you know.
Like everything is good in moderation, isn't
Exactly.
it?
So
that's a pretty solid list, Burleigh.
I think that's a pretty good, but again, not really too relative. It's mostly stuff in the future, really. There, but that's my Twinge Me Nethers.
Nice. Well, thank you guys so much for watching our first episode back, season 2, episode 1 of Burleigh. Bears and a Teet. Teet. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you next time.
The next episode is definitely going to be filmed a week from now.
We're not going to be wearing the same clothes.
That's not going to happen.
No.
100%.
Don't worry about it.
I have a lot of grey t-shirts.